chasing dopamine, jerking off, ramp up my body count as much as I could. I think that's kind of the way God intended things to be. Think about how shitty your life is gonna be if you let the next 5 years go by living the same way you've lived up until now. It is officially game time, bro. You see behind me here, we have this big old pool that has not been touched yet. You could say that it has not lost its virginity yet, but right now, we're about to rob this thing of every last ounce of innocence that it has with a sick backflip. And just so you know, this pool's been ready to swim in for the last like 5 or 6 days, but this is something that myself and Beast Nation, this is something we had to do together, bro. First ever backflip in the villa. Want to warm up? Ready? 3, 2. Oh man, it's quite cold in here. It's been like rainy, cloudy in Marbella the last week, but I gotta say, this feels ridiculously good. This is the first time ever that I've done a backflip. It's the first time I've had my own swimming pool. It's my own swimming pool, bro, and this is how deep it is. I wasn't sure because I've never been in here. Standing flat-footed right now. So I just watched back the replay for the backflip. It was like a 5 out of 10 backflip, man. I didn't get any damn height on that thing. It's okay though, stay tuned. The next one's gonna be 10 out of 10. First question for this video. After the villa, what's your next big picture goal? So when you say big picture, I'm assuming you mean like what's something I want to accomplish that I've not accomplished yet. So I'm not gonna say like get a sick car or another house. And it's kind of tough for me to think this way because the way I like to think is I just want to do what I'm doing now, but a little bit better. I want the businesses to be making a little bit more revenue in the next 6 months. I try not to set like wild goals for myself. Like I want to land on the moon next year. But if I had to say something, like a big picture goal, I think it's having kids, man. As funny as that sounds, I think that's the next big step. Bringing a couple dope children into this world. I know it's gonna change my life in ways that I'm probably not ready for. I know it's gonna change my mindset and how I look at things, but I'm ready for it. Do you support having 4 wives? Well, check it out. If you're down to have 4 wives and all 4 of these women are down, they're also consensually agreeing to this, to being part of this big marriage, I don't got a problem with it. I think people should be able to do whatever the hell they want to do. I could care less what you do with your life. Personally, for me, I'm Catholic, so I believe in, one man and one woman. I think that's kind of the way God intended things to be. Obviously, other religions may have different perspectives on that, but you do you, and I'm gonna do me. Plans for Edge in 2024. Well, there's a whole lot of dope shit planned for next year, but before we even worry about that, let's talk about today, because these guys right here, the Active Chinos, they're finally back in stock. And straight up, every man needs a pair of these pants in his wardrobe. Just take a look at the crazy built-in stretch. Honestly, these feel like joggers. But of course, they're not joggers. They're just a go-to pants for any occasion you need to dress up and look a little bit more classy. And they just dropped in this clean new brown colorway in addition to the gray and the navy. Also, the Tech Backpack version 2.0 is finally available. The reason we created this is because most backpacks, if we're being honest, when you wear them, you look like a fucking child. But not this. This has this clean, aesthetic, minimalist look. And this thing is just ridiculous. Look, we added a luggage strap on the back. Of course, you have the padded laptop protector up to a 17-inch laptop on the front. Reinforced sunglass protector. I've definitely broken sunglasses and other shitty backpacks. We even upgraded the zipper to a stronger YKK zipper for version 2.0. And this is built to go from the office to the gym. Look, inside we have this wet dry compartment for your sweaty gym clothes. And because it's the Christmas season, all orders $100 or above are gonna get 20% off. That is only valid the next 3 days. Just click the first link in the description or go to edgelifestyle.com to shop now. All right. Next question, what are 3 things you wish you knew better at age 26? So when I was 26, this was 1 year before I got started on YouTube, but it's already after I had quit the software engineering job I had, and I was at a phase in my life where I felt like I was just trying to figure out what the hell I was gonna do in my life. So if you're in a similar spot, this is what I would tell myself. 1, you don't have any crazy natural gifts. You aren't super tall, you weren't born into a whole bunch of money, but what you do have, that is your secret power, is your work ethic. I know right now things aren't adding up, but just keep fucking grinding, keep your head down, and it is going to pay off eventually. And by the way, work ethic can be anyone's secret power if you just stop making excuses and put your head down. Number 2, this was at a time when I was kind of going through my hoe phase and trying to ramp up my body count as much as I could. So I tell myself, you're gonna have to chill on that eventually, if you want to actually advance yourself in life beyond just sleeping with women. Eventually, you're gonna have to let that go. And 3, I would tell myself, I love you, bro. Because at that point in my life, I wasn't feeling that much love. I was feeling a bit lonely, and I think I would have needed to hear that. Why haven't you splurged on a luxury watch yet? So the watches that I'm always wearing, they're these Vincero watches. They used to sponsor a lot of the videos. I didn't even buy them, but I like them, and I've always just worn these ones. Now, I know a lot of people, when they get money, they like to invest in nice watches, whether that's a Rolex, a AP. Like when I met up with Wes Watson, I think the watch he was wearing was 300 or 400K, like on its own, just the watch. I don't have a good answer. I guess I prefer to invest my money into things like the villa that I'm actually like utilizing on a daily basis. I'm also afraid if I got one really nice watch, then I just want to build out a whole collection. So maybe I'll get a first luxury watch around the corner. Let me know recommendations for the first luxury watch I should get in the description, in the comments. First package, this one's for me.
What is that?
These are new Muay Thai shin guards because I'm gonna start actually sparring again. These are new shin guards.
Are these all your packages? Ooh, I can tell I'm already gonna be stealing these.
So these are all new Edge samples coming soon. And this is actually the one I'm most excited about. You can see it's a pack of 4 exterior security cameras. We already have a security system installed here, but check this out. So these guys, and by the way, this is not sponsored, I just bought this on Amazon. They actually have solar panels on top of them, so you don't need to do any wiring, they just power themselves. Homeowner David mode activated. Let's go set these up. Just like that, 1 camera down, it looks good, it looks professional. 3 more to go. Ooh, nice little upgrade for Villa Jefe. And just like that, the final camera is mounted up in the garden. Next question, what is a desire you always had but never tried? Something I always wanted to do, but just haven't found the time to do it yet, which is an excuse, I guess, it just hasn't been a priority, is skydiving. I did it once, and I really enjoyed it, but I actually want to go get my like certification or license so I can skydive on my own, because it's really not that badass when you're like skydiving but there's another guy just spooning you behind who's doing all the work. Skydiving on your own, that's some gangster shit though. How do Bo and Rolo like Marbella? Well, let's go ahead and ask them. Come on buddy. They absolutely love it here, man. We finally got the yard, the grass in, and this guy will be out here all day in this beautiful weather. Oh man, I threw that lefty like a girl. Just chasing the ball. Where's your brother? Where's your brother man though? I just feel bad for Rolo because we took him in for a normal haircut. And look at this. They skinned the damn guy and he looks like, what do you have to say to your barber? Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. How to overcome the belief that making money is an unattainable, impossible goal. Well, I think first of all, you need to realize that on a factual level, it's very attainable. The number of new millionaires inside the United States is actually growing at a faster and faster rate. Now, the second thing, at least from my experience, I never focused on the money itself. You know, how do I make a bunch of money right now? Instead, I tried to take actions that I thought in 2 to 3 years down the line would lead me to be able to make more money. Like I committed to uploading 2 high quality videos to YouTube every single week back in January 2017. Still haven't missed an upload. In those first 3 years, I basically made $0. Not a lot of people know that. Maybe you want to get into real estate investing. Well, what can you start doing already? Maybe taking courses, listening to podcasts, consuming a lot of information, putting money aside so that you're ready to invest in that first property. Yo!
What's up, man?
What's going on, bro? It's crazy having you here in Spain.
Congrats, I like it. It's nice.
I gotta tell the people something. The funny thing is, when we moved down from Boston to Austin, you moved down from New York to Austin.
I did.
We moved into the same building.
We did.
Then guess what? We moved from Austin to Houston. You moved back from Austin to New York.
Yep.
The wild thing, when we moved back from Houston back to Austin, you moved back from New York to Austin. We moved back into the same building on the same day. And then 1 year ago, we moved to Europe. And Kareem he just moved to Europe.
Yep. 2 hours away.
In Germany.
2 hours away, yeah.
How's the flight?
It was long, but it was cool.
It's good to have you here, bro.
Thanks, man. This is nice. I like it.
All right, Kareem is going to sub in for the next question. And he's got an interesting perspective. You were in the military 20 years, right?
Yep.
Your best tips to deal with anxiety. Imagine in your experience, you dealt with a lot more intense situations, but for a lot of us, it's like, I want to talk to that girl, but I lock up and I shut down.
For me, I always have a plan. It's called a plan of attack in the military, right? And so if you see a girl or, see something that you want to go after, just have a solid plan and rehearse. Like, look in the mirror, have like talking points or like conversation notes in your mind that you want to say before you actually say it. So that's like something that I do before like going for the approach.
So last night I did something that I very rarely do. It was Kareem's fault. I drank 5, 6, 7 drinks. We had a bunch of people over the villa. I didn't take any video. The only thing I have to show is this cringy selfie I took with Sterling and Rob when I was pretty drunk. And then Kareem rallied everybody to go to a nightclub. Oko.
It was legit. I had fun.
I had fun. I feel like shit now, though. While Julia shows Kareem the beach real quick, I'm gonna try and revive myself with the pre-workout and hit the next question. I'm 22 and I feel like I wasted my life. I feel like I'm too old to chase anything and no hope. I think we all feel like this at times. I think most of us go through a stretch in our life where we're just not moving anything forward. We're probably doing a lot of degenerate things, just chasing dopamine, jerking off, watching movies, not sleeping that much, not doing anything productive with our lives. But 22 is not too old, bro. Remember, I started my YouTube channel at 27 years old. And before that, I basically had nothing to show for my life. So this might actually be a good thing. If you're feeling like this might actually be a good thing, as fucked up as that sounds, because until you feel like this, it's very difficult to light that fire under your ass, to put in crazy amounts of work to change your life. Like, without the pain, it's very difficult to become something better. So I'd recommend that you really feel that pain and make it even more painful. Think about how shitty your life is gonna be if you let the next 5 years go by living the same way you've lived up until now. What's your life gonna look like? How much is that gonna hurt, being now 27, 28 years old and still feeling like you're wasting your life? Feel that shit and you need to almost snap and realize that's not possible. That can't happen to me, and then just get to work like crazy right now. Are you religious? Do you believe in God? I love your content, by the way. I appreciate you, bro. Well, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am Catholic, and I do believe in God, because how else would this world exist? I know people say like, oh, like the Big Bang happened. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, the Big Bang happened and humans went through evolution, but what made the Big Bang happen? If there was nothing before that, what caused that to happen? So for me, it's important to realize that there is a power bigger than us. The world does not revolve around you or me. There's over 6 billion humans on this world, and the fact that humans have evolved to what we are it's a miracle, man. We're the only species that have made it this far. That's why I believe we're the son of God. I know different religions, different people think different things, but I do think it's important to recognize that there is some greater power out there, because that keeps us humble and prevents us from becoming like self-obsessed and ego-driven. What do we say after a workout, bro?
I don't know.
How many years have we been friends?
5?
You don't know what we say after a workout?
Gains, bro.
That's what it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, the least enthusiastic. Gains, bro. Workout complete. And for the post-workout meal, we're at the Gym Cafe here. Beautiful. And I am craving some fried chicken fingers, which I know is not the healthiest choice for breakfast, but after being hungover, this is what my body wants. We're also eating a poke bowl to get some additional nutrients in there, but this is what I need. What are the biggest things you did early on to set up the successful relationship you and Julia have? So let's keep it 100 here. I didn't do everything perfectly right from the start. Not that I was like an all-out simp, but for example, I didn't pace things properly. We were hanging out like 3 or 4 times a week from the beginning, and that's one reason that after 3 months, we had like a mini breakup before we ended up getting back together. Like when you see a girl too frequently at first, either you get bored of her, she gets bored of you, or what happens to us tends to happen and things get almost a little toxic quickly. But one thing that I did do very well is that I never just like went with the flow or said what she wanted to hear just to make her happier because I was afraid I was gonna lose her. So as an example, she always believed that she wanted to live in New Hampshire near her parents, and that's where she wanted to settle down. And I was upfront with her from the beginning that I don't really like the cold weather. I don't think that's gonna work out for me. Let's try and go down to move to Texas and see how that goes. A lot of times in those situations, we just feel pressured to be like, oh yeah, maybe, yeah, we could probably make that work out, even though it's not something we're fully happy about. So I think being very upfront about everything from the beginning, so there's a realistic expectation set on both sides, that creates a more stable foundation for things to like develop in a way that you're actually happy with, rather than just like, oh, at least I didn't lose the girl, but now this relationship is not actually what I want. Do you ever feel guilty having left your parents to live afar in Spain? I plan to move abroad and feel guilty. So something that my dad actually taught me, because he grew up in Spain and then he moved to the US, is that what's more important than just like being close to your parents and feeling like you're part of their life is that when you're actually spending time with them, you're present and you're cherishing that time. And what he found in his life is that even though he lived further away than any of his other siblings, he had the closer relationship with his parents, because when he was with them, he was fucking with them for those weeks. And that's kind of been my experience as well. Y'all saw they came and visited a couple weeks ago, and I was basically hanging out with them the entire week, versus when I lived close to them in Boston. Yeah, I might see them every 2 or 3 weeks, but I might just be like swinging by to get dinner, and that was it. Does your girl support you in bad and tough times? If you are broken or done with things? Yes, Julia is definitely very supportive. I think you guys have seen that through the camera over the last 7 years of our evolution together. But it kind of seems like you're asking this question from a place of like, if you weren't as successful and you lost the money you had, then she might leave you. That's the vibe I'm getting. And of course, I'm sure that my wealth and my success makes Julia more attracted to me. That's without a doubt. At the same time, back when we met, I was living in a little 300 square foot apartment in downtown Boston, riding a bicycle around the city, and I was anything but successful. So the evidence kind of speaks for itself in that regard. And I think that's one reason, if you're a guy on the way up and you find a girl who's a good option and who can grow with you, a lot of times that might be a better option for a long-term partner than waiting till you're at the very top. And then at that point, you're always going to be a bit doubtful of why girls are with you. That all being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's a little mixture of a day in the life with the Q&A. If you made it to the end, I recommend you watch that video next. That is my most recent upload, and it is a banger. Click there to watch that now, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.